So, we're here to do a report back on Jabari Shaw's situation, and Jabari's gonna give us updates on what's happening with his daughter, what's happening with Mary, and then we can give a few updates on what's happening from here forward. But I'm gonna pass the mic to Jabari. And Jabari, how you doing right now?
Well, I mean, I'm living, so that's one. Issues with my daughter, she's young and it's scary because, it was damage to her spine, and we're not sure to what extent of damage it is because backs are it's hard to determine. Problems with back. Her leg's broken in two places. I believe it's called the femur and the tibia, the two bones that's in the shin, and she has a cast up to here. Just as a little girl, I can't imagine what pain or anxiety she's going through. From my understanding, she's having back spasms and night terrors. And at 4 years old, we can't determine, where she'll go from this. How long would it affect her psychologically and whatever. Mary, the driver, she's been transferred to another hospital. She'll be doing a few more surgeries. They have pinned through her leg. The bone right here is called the talus, I believe. It's completely crushed. So it's a nail going through the front, the lens out the back. And I mean, it's sick. It's ugly to see. I don't know, to what extent her foot will work again. They said that she has some great doctors, but we all know that, great doctors is how good your bank account is, so hopefully we can afford, good enough treatment for her to be able to do what she loves to do, play the piano. Me, myself, being revolutionary, being somebody that fights against police repression and oppression, being a victim of police brutality and misconduct, I'm shaking, I can't give up the fight because I fight for the future of my kids. And I see how they show ill regard for our children for what they did with my daughter. So I can't stop the fight. But when I get upset, I can't barely breathe. They say my chest is jarred. I don't really understand what it means. I looked it up. It says shaking or rattle. I still don't understand it, but it's like when I take deep breaths, that my lung is pushing up against something and it won't open up completely. Or when I cough, then I can't breathe. My ears ring. And when I sneeze, it felt like I had a heart attack. I went back to the hospital for hiccups just the other day. And when I went in there, I found out that my shoulder was actually, it's rib bones in my chest. I can't say the word, it starts with an M. And then my shoulder was sprained. The first time I went to the hospital, they actually did a CT scan, but only on my neck, my back, and my pelvis area. They wasn't concerned about my arm, even though I was in a violent car accident and beaten. I believe that actually this injury came from the officer holding my arm in the air and with his foot in my neck as I begged with him to let me just rub my arm because the powder off of the airbag was burning me so much. I get people every day, everywhere I go, anytime I step out of the house, want to talk about it. Yes. I'm so tired of reliving it through speaking it. I went to talk to the nurse and I broke down. I haven't yet seen a social worker, but I feel like I do need somebody to talk to. Because, the fight against police brutality is one thing, but to really witness it, to really have my life on the line, and to think that I could have just died for nothing.
Let me ask you a question, brother, and that's really why we're doing this, is because putting information out there, it gives you an opportunity to not have to tell the story so much because it's out there. But this is also a protection mechanism because we getting our story out there. We're getting your story out there in a real way. So the question that I would have, and I think what we want to let the folks know, is what the police, what their position was with you. Did they press any charges, any of those things?
So no charges have been pressed. They said I had a warrant. I was not arrested for a warrant. There was no arrest at all. They told me that, you know, I was the wrong person and if I should have stopped in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
But it's scary. I mean, I see the police every time I step out my house to sit around my favorite liquor store. And that's the funny thing, that I live in this neighborhood. I'm in this neighborhood that I was attacked at. If they was looking for a person to look like me, why on any of these days didn't they come arrest me? On any of these days that I go to the store 2 or 3 times, you know, but they finally wait until I'm finally with my daughter, and they said that they was watching this. You know, no regard for human life, no regard for children's life.
Yes, sir. So right now, the Oakland community is rallying around Brother Jabari and his family, Mary. We're going to be doing a fundraiser at Eastside Arts Alliance. That's the 29th of March, between 1 and 5. More information will be up on the websites, the APTP website, Facebook page. You can also go to the CRC4SD webpage in order to get information, but we'll be posting on these Facebook pages and we'll be blasting it out, so you'll be able to find out. If you didn't get that, you'll be able to find it. We'll be putting the information out there. So Jabari, brother, we with you and we're gonna keep it moving.
Thank you,
all right?
sir.
Yes, sir.